this leads actually perfectly into our topic of discussion today. But before that, I think, Bake, do you want to speak about something in particular, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to ask?
So yeah, I just wanted to clear the air because so just so people know, I've been banned off Twitter permanently, and like people sort of take that for granted. They're like, yeah, just hit me up on Twitter DM. So I've been like trying to get a hold of Andy and different people by like email, by snail mail, and so it's been kind of hard. So I appreciate you bringing me on. But yeah, on one of your last streams, there's a guy named Tim. I'm not sure who that is, but I heard him slandering my name. So I got to clear it here. He said that I faked getting maced. And this is sort of a popular conspiracy theory on the left with people like Vic Berger and Tim Heidecker, actually even Seth Rogen. Like Seth Rogen was talking to me almost every day. He's like, that video of you getting maced is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, yeah, no, I'm not even joking.
Wait, Seth Rogen? What?
Yes, yeah, Seth Rogen was
how, by email or what?
Twitter, no, on Twitter, Twitter DM. He followed me. Yeah. So like, for some reason, this video got out, like, and tons of A-list people, so many people that you wouldn't even think would be interested in this stuff were like looking at this and they're like, fuck you, Nazi, I hope you fucking die, and all this shit. And so, and then there was a conspiracy theory that I faked getting maced to get attention, to get views on YouTube, and to get likes and all this shit. And it's just the craziest thing that I've ever heard, So I went to a free speech rally. I went to Charlottesville, as many people know. I'm not a Nazi or anything like that. And
damn it, right off the show. Sorry, we only no. Just
I know you only have Nazis on here, Andy, Gastamal, Worski.
Tim's actually funny. Funny enough, Tim's the biggest Nazi. Like, honestly, like,
I bet. Yeah. No, he probably is. But for real, I mean, I don't know how. I guess it's weird having people say conspiracy theories about your own life when you experience them. It's just a really weird phenomenon for me. So I got like chemicals thrown in my face. I got bear maced, I believe it was. And had some other chemicals in there, and I got sent to the fucking hospital, dude. I spent days in the hospital. I had to go to an eye specialist in Los Angeles, like off air. Right. If you don't believe me, I can show you all the bills.
No, he said directly after the macing that you were like hanging out with fans and stuff.
No, okay, no.
Why would he think that then? Why would he think that?
I have no idea why he would think that. Well, after I got attacked. And by the way, like break down all the politics of it, like all that, like you can love me, hate me, but like I was literally live streaming and I wasn't talking to anybody, and someone came up and fucking attacked me, threw chemicals in my eyes. Like I don't know why anyone would be celebrating that. Like if someone I didn't like was put in the hospital and they're just live streaming, like that's fucked up. I'm not.
Yeah, disgusting. Yeah.
So that's why it pisses me off. People like Tim and all that, they're like, ha ha ha, all this stuff. So I mean, the only thing I can think of is there was a state of emergency called, so I wasn't able to get to the hospital until the next day. But I could barely open my fucking eyes, and I had to be carried out of the area because they said they were arresting people if you wouldn't leave. So I was carried, and then I had to walk several miles. So during that time, maybe I had my eyes closed, and there's people on the street that recognize me for sure. But so I mean, I might have taken a picture with someone with my like eyes fucked up, but like that doesn't discount what happened to me. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he did see some picture or something as I was walking and getting carried back to the hotel. But it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my life. So, yeah. And there's an actual conspiracy that they said I maced myself, and it wasn't real. But then a second camera angle came out later, and it clearly shows it was an Antifa guy, and he just puts the thing right up to my face and sprays me right in the eye, and then runs away. So. Yeah.
So, Beck, we often see you in rallies like this. What are your true political beliefs? Because you do a lot of trolling. So if you were to state positively, what is your political position right now?
Yeah, I don't like to use any labels. I used to call myself alt-right, and I still identify with a ton of alt-right beliefs for sure. But I don't like using any labels, because what happens is the media, they pigeonhole you with a label. And so, the term alt-right has actually evolved over the years. And then so people say, oh, you're alt-right, and someone who says they're alt-right just, ran over a bunch of people. That's your fault. You're a fucking white supremacist or something like that. So just me personally, and I don't think there's anything wrong with being a part of a group or a collective or whatever. But me personally, I'm just a dude, man. I'm a nationalist. I'm an American. I care about free speech. And when I say free speech, I mean fucking full free speech. I'm not talking about this based mama Kilroy shit where you only get to say the things that you're comfortable with saying. No, I believe in free speech with people I fucking disagree with, people that make me cringe, people that make me mad. I support that free speech. As long as you're not calling for violence, then you should be able to say what you want to say. And I firmly believe that. I believe in nationalism. I believe we should be proud to be in America, and we should stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If these people, come here, they're getting paid millions of dollars in the NFL, and they don't even want to stand to respect our flag and our military, I think that's disgraceful, and I think they should leave. I think sort of.
Are you white nationalist or just American nationalist?
I would say probably American nationalist. Once again, I don't really like labels. I believe we should have a white majority in our country. So to some people, they would say, "Oh, you're a white nationalist." But once again, like I said, the terms are tricky. I believe there should be a white majority. I think it could be like 75%. I think that's fine. I don't want to live somewhere where it's 100% white people. Like I'm friends with all sorts of different types of people. I can be friends with anyone. But what I do believe is, if our country is 50% Mexican, like, is it even America anymore? Like, I don't think it is. And I look at, one of the things I always talk about is Japan. Japan is a great example. They have 98.4% ethnic Japanese people. And it's funny, I actually talked with Destiny about this. I brought that up, and I said, so is Japan racist because they have a vast majority of ethnic Japanese people? And he's like, yeah, they're pretty racist. And I'm like, dude, they want to preserve their culture. I love Japanese culture, and I don't want it to go away. If 50% of Indian people moved to Japan, and the Japanese were sort of a minority or just not the majority, it wouldn't really be Japan anymore. And so I think it's important and it's a hard conversation for sure. And I'm a Christian. I feel bad for people for sure that don't have it well off, but I believe you have to take care of your own house before you can help other people, and your own house has to be in order. And so in that way, I think we need to just preserve different cultures and make sure they don't go away. I love America, and I don't want it to go away.
So you've been a manager on MILO Yiannopoulos tour while he was really rising and at the top of the world in terms of public personality and controversial figure. I'd like you to tell us a little bit, how was your experience with him, and what happened at the end? Did you enjoy that part of your work with him?
Sure. Well, yeah. So yeah, a lot of people know that I was the tour manager for MILO. We did the Dangerous Faggot tour and all that. So I had a good experience.
I had no idea about that.
Oh, you did?
Jesus. No. Like I've seen you.
And you have to stop spending your mornings at the committee and do some research.
Yeah, thank God for JF here doing his research.
I have to tell people if they know the way. All right, that's my job up there. Okay. And doing impersonations. Sorry, no, but I've seen you on YouTube and I love your stuff. I actually never knew that you were the tour manager for MILO. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well, I've done a lot of stuff that's sort of risen me to fame. I used to be a Vine star. I used to be pretty big on Vine. I used to hang out with Logan Paul and Jake Paul. I know a lot of those guys as well. Yeah, I've done a lot of random.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ! All right, cool.
But the problem is I keep getting censored. So I keep getting censored on. So I'll name all the platforms I've been censored. I've been lifetime banned from Twitter, Periscope, PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, and Amazon. So I wrote a book and it got banned from Amazon. So yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part. I'll go back to MILO in a second, but the crazy part is I really don't think I'm that like edgy of a guy. I think I enjoy comedy, I enjoy free speech, and I do not go along with the narrative like of people being politically correct or whatever. I just really hate that stuff. And if someone tells me to sort of be PC, I just like do the opposite. And so I think I've just pissed a lot of people off by doing that. But as far as like my views, if you go look on Twitter, there's people that like really are far right, way far right than me that are still on Twitter and even probably verified. So yeah.
When we spoke, I was like, I thought you were more alt-right, and then the more we were talking on emails, I was like, oh, this guy, he doesn't seem like that far alt-right. Why do you think they target you and not many alt-right people who are still on Twitter? Like,
yeah, well, the reason is that I believe is that because the real danger to their system is someone who is calm, collected, someone who's funny, someone who's likable, who's like, people can hang out with and just feel chill with. Someone who's like super scary and some like KKK guy, like that's not really appealing to anyone. Like, kids aren't really down with that or into that at all. So I think someone like me, I'm able to make memes and troll and do humor, and they're really afraid of that. And we saw that with Sam Hyde as well, who's one of my good friends. He got his show pulled off Adult Swim for who knows why. They just said, oh, he's alt-right, and so that's the reason why I think they come out.
So on my side, there's no question on free speech that you should be allowed to do anything you do, but do you put all the blame on the system, or would you recognize that you are a particular type of troll? I mean, I've seen some of your videos. You're fucking autistic, dude. You're insulting people on the streets. Like you're more autistic than me. Do you take part of the blame?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I do take part of the blame. I mean, I like to mock society, and I like to get a rise out of people, for sure. But yeah, I think there's we both sort of have some blame there. But at the end of the day, I've never called for violence. I've never done anything like that. You could look at I do stuff when I'm out on the street. We call it IRL streaming. So I do stuff like, if you've heard of Ice Poseidon or some of the other Asian Andy, some of the other IRL streamers, I do stuff similar to them. They've done way cringier stuff. So the point of doing IRL streams is literally to just create really cringy environments and have sort of weird conversations with people. And you're out on a public street, so it's completely legal and all that. So the point is to actually be cringy and give people this awkward experience. That's the point.
Do you have an example?
Go ahead.
Do you have an example for the audience of probably like one of your most extreme trolls? Like what's one thing you did and you were like, oof?
Yeah, well, I did troll. I pretended I was dating Laura Loomer, and a lot of people on the alt-right got really pissed off about that because I previously got a week-long Twitter suspension for making a meme of her in a gas chamber. And so Twitter suspended me for a full week. And I was just messing around with her, but apparently, people got pretty mad about that. It was just a little cartoon image, just a little meme, just a little gas chamber meme. I think it's fun. I think I think you should be able to joke about anything, dude. Like let me give you an example. I'm a Christian. It's perfectly okay to joke about Christians and to have upside down crosses and to make fun of Jesus. You can put a cross in a jar of piss, and that's considered art. Larry David can piss on a cross, and that's considered comedy, and that's fine. I'm totally okay with that. But if I'm gonna like make fun of Jews, or if I'm gonna make fun of Muslims or like some other religion, like they gotta take it too. I'm sorry. You don't get a little free pass just because you're a certain faith or you're a certain color. Like I believe in true equality as far as comedy goes. Like everything is on the table, and I just see a hypocrisy right now where there's these certain protected classes that you can't make fun of. So part of, I guess, my mission has been to break some of those taboos. And I've definitely been, the sacrificial lamb, as you would say, in many of those cases. But I do believe I have been pushing the Overton window, and I've been allowing more people to be able to talk about these things and to joke about these things after I've sort of pushed the edge a little bit.
Going back to Milo, how was your interaction with him, and did some of the Milo troll came from you?
Well, I definitely helped. I did book that huge Dangerous Faggot tour. I was a big part in creating him. I used to run his social medias, his Twitter, his Vine channel, Instagram, stuff like that. Set those up. So yeah, I had when I first started out, I had a good experience with him, and I will always say, Milo was sort of the guy that sort of got me on my red pill journey. Like, I was a libertarian before I knew of Milo, and then I started seeing Milo and some other similar people, and I didn't really know what a social justice warrior was, and I was like, what is this shit? And sorry, this is gonna blow Andy's mind. At the time, I was working at BuzzFeed. This was a couple years ago, and
what the fuck?
Yeah, I know people trip about that. Yeah.
Holy crap!
So I was working at BuzzFeed as a closeted conservative. They didn't know that I was like a Trump supporter at the time, and I had to just hide it. And then when I came out public that I was a Trump supporter, I just couldn't take it anymore. Because in the BuzzFeed office in Hollywood, they would openly talk about how they wanted to assassinate Trump, and like when Justice Scalia died, they had a party. They were like taking shots. They were like, yeah, that fucker died, fuck him. And like, yeah.
It's just as I imagined it. Like, I always imagined it as a parody in there, but it sounds like it, yeah.
It's a complete like social SJW like cesspool. Like it is disgusting. And like I just needed a job, and I was running their Twitter because I'm good with social media. So I was running their Twitter and getting a paycheck. And then one day I just could not take it anymore. And I went in with my MAGA hat, and oh man, the looks I got that day, like literally people stopped inviting me to meetings. Like I just got the cold stare, and like it was not okay. It's 99.9% like super leftist, and it's just a really cringy, weird environment. But I digress. Anyway, so I was working there at the time, and I discovered Milo, and then they actually talked about this on Tucker Carlson. He read my story because there was a Business Insider piece about me, and they tell that I was at BuzzFeed, and when I figured out what a social justice warrior was when I was talking to an employee, and I was like, yeah, I love that new Justin Bieber album, dude. Justin Bieber is my spirit animal. And one guy was like, wait, what did you say, bro? The spirit animal? Like, you're fucking culturally appropriating my culture, man, and that's actually really offensive. And I'd really appreciate if you didn't say spirit animal anymore. And I like laughed, and I thought he was joking, dude. And he like wasn't fucking joking. And so that was like a light went on in my head. I'm like, something is wrong here. Like, they're censoring what you can say. Like I had no, ill intention of that. And then so I discovered Milo, and I was like, oh shit, he's been calling these people out for a while, and he's completely right about that. He's completely right about the wage gap being fake, third wave feminism, and all that shit. So he definitely was a pioneer in all those areas. So I ended up quitting BuzzFeed because I couldn't take it, and taking the job as Milo's manager. So I traveled around with him across the country. I met, President Trump. I got to meet Trump when I was with Milo, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, jeez, Trump. So I have a Trump tattoo. And so Trump actually signed my tattoo in San Diego.
Are you joking? Are you trolling me right now?
No, I'm not. You can ask the chat. I'm not trolling you. President Trump.
Because some people in your in the chat are like, yo, dude, he's just like trolling you right
No,
now. And
no,
I'm
no.
like,
I swear to God, I'm being 100% honest.
I'm gonna wait for the tattoo picture before I confirm not troll.
You want me to show you right now? You want me to take this off?
Yeah.
he's like,
Okay,
I
I
fucked
wanna
Mike
know who we're
Khalifa.
I'm gonna
talking
get naked right now. Let's do this. Nah, I got this tattoo right here, dude. Right, make America great again, right there.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah, right there,
shit.
You all see that? Yeah, that's right.
All right, we are talking
I
with
got the
the
world's
Evident.
evidence. I got the world's first "Make America Great Again" tattoo. I got this back when there was 16 candidates, and I didn't even know if Trump was gonna win. And so all my friends, they were like, "Dude, you're a fucking idiot, man! Like, Trump might not even win." And I was like, "Nah, I know he's gonna win. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is." And then I ended up getting a job with MILO, and we went and met Trump. And I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta show Trump my tattoo." So I'm like, "Yo, Trump, check this out." Shook his hand, and he said, "Wow." He signs my tattoo. So there is a famous picture. It was taken by the press. There's a picture of it. So I'll send that to you by email after the
Please
show.
tell me he was like, that's huge. That's huge.
He
That's
didn't say that was
fucking
huge.
hilarious.
He was just like, wow, that's really cool. Let me
fucking
see if I can find it. Maybe I can find it.
Oh, wait, people are saying it's a
So
sharp.
were you with Milo up to the end where
It's
like
not a Sharpie,
file?
no. See, okay, so my fans love to troll as well. So now they're like trolling you guys into belief. This is not a Sharpie, dude. This is, come on.
Low
Before
energy
every
tattoo,
live
low
show
energy.
Before
Drawn on
every
every
day when I
time.
wake up, I like pen the tattoo on my arm. Yeah.
Holy shit, that's great, dude. Yeah, so yeah, continue with the Milo stuff. This is really interesting, dude.
Yeah. So then I worked with MILO. We had a good time. We traveled around. We did the RNC. We did a ton of stuff on the election trail. But then I ended up having some personal differences with him. So me and MILO are not friends. We have not spoken in a long time, and yeah, we just things didn't work out between us. So in my opinion, you know, I don't want to go too much into detail, but I just think now I still appreciate what he did for me and all that, but I feel like now he's sort of a selfish guy, and he's a diva, and he's just sort of just all in it for himself, and he doesn't really care about the movement, as you would call it, or moving things forward.
Baked Alaska took 2 years to understand that Milo was a diva and a self-interested person. I could have told you that.
I'm a slow learner, dude. I'm from Alaska. We learn very slowly, okay?
Wow,
I might be slightly autistic. I don't know. A lot of people have told me I need to get an autism test, and I've really thought about it, but I haven't gotten the official test yet. But that is here we go. So here, let me, shit, you got to put this on the screen. This is epic right here.
You can put it in the chat and the hangout. Now, concerning your book, I'm impressed that Amazon has banned your book. So what was the content? What do you think triggered that ban?
So I actually got sued by Matt Fury, the guy who created Pepe. So the guy, I had a pick. Oh yeah.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
That's Donald Trump.
It's a back shot though, so this is probably a troll. That's probably
that's probably a body double, but you know it does say business.
Yeah, this is not Baked Alaska.
No,
this guy is much fatter.
Oh man, you guys are starting more conspiracy theories here. This is fucking terrible, man. Holy shit, people are gonna be like, oh man, I love it.
Yeah.
What were we saying, Milo? What were we talking about? I lost my train of thought there.
Oh yeah, we were talking about your book. So what was the reason for your book to be banned?
Yeah, so there was a picture of Pepe on the front, but we redrew the Pepe, and it wasn't Matt Fury's Pepe. It was just like our own original Pepe the Frog. We put it on the cover, and then we got sued by Matt Fury, the guy who created the original Pepe, and he did some sort of like cease and desist type letter to Amazon, and then they didn't even like. And they didn't even ask me. They just took my book down. But it's just a series of, and it's funny because like I've just been banned and banned and banned and banned, and then finally like the Kilroy thing was the thing that I was like, oh, here, like I wasn't even surprised. I was like, okay, I got banned again, and it ended up actually being like a really good thing for me because like people like Andy and different people that didn't even know me started standing up for me. They're like, well, why the fuck are you banning people from a free speech thing? And I've been banned permanently for life from Twitter, so I think I have a pretty important voice to speak about censorship and about free speech. So I do have to say thank you to everyone out there and to you guys for standing up for me in that instance.
And by the
All
way,
right, so Andy is going to read some super chats, but I'd like to come back to that subject. I'd like to hear you on the question of should the First Amendment be applied to Twitter and YouTube, and should they be forced to respect freedom of speech? Andy, you had some super chats?
Yeah, but I want to say one thing real quick. Thank you to Baked Alaska and also James Alsup. I was on the fence for the Kilroy thing by seeing suspicious behavior the entire time for a few months, which is why I didn't sign the
5-year contract.
Yeah. So it was James Alsup's video talking about you and faith and all that was the thing that clicked, and then the next day was the stream day that I had where I started questioning things live, and then Medicare jumped in, and then that's when he started asking a bunch of more questions that like fucking opened up the floodgates, and now we see like what it was actually about. So thank you for that. That was fucking, that was awesome, dude. I'll read, of course, all the super chats at the end, like we always do on post show. But for now, a few people here. Fam, $20. Thank you very much. Warski, if you want to do blood sports, try getting Chapo Trap House versus the alt right. Skeptics and
yes, Chapo Trap House. Okay, Chapo Trap House is like basically like an Antifa podcast. They fucking hate me. They like dedicate their whole lives to like dumping on me and also and different people in the alt-right. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'll write that down for sure. And it says skeptics and destiny are low-hanging fruit for the alt-right and are just too dumb.